Oh yeah, you read that title correctly. Here are 8 problems that I actively look for when looking at homes. Because in real estate, there is such a thing as good problems to have. And in this video, I explain what they are. Coming up. Welcome back everybody, such a pleasure to be back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is AlexBeltran and I talk about real estate tricks, tips, and topics. So if you're in the real estate business, aspiring to join the real estate business, or just looking for some guidance or references to everything that the real estate industry encompasses, go ahead and smash that subscribe button because we're just gonna keep on rolling. So I'm sure you must be asking yourself, more problems to look for in a house? I'm trying to have the least amount of problems possible. I don't want to add more problems to my plate. Hey look, I get it. That is fair. Nobody wants more problems, except maybe Jay-Z. But in real estate, there's such a thing as good problems to have because casual buyers are just gonna run away. While us savage investors, we're gonna take those problems, put up a poker face, and leverage a better deal. And once we get that better deal, we're gonna glance around, make sure the coast is clear, giggle just a little bit because we're gonna feel all giddy inside at the fact that we turn problems into profits. Now it's important to remember that I am not an interior designer, I'm not an architect or a handyman. I'm a real estate agent that also happens to invest in real estate while working with buyers on a daily basis. So I literally have firsthand unfiltered opinions from the people that are gonna make your real estate investment profitable. All I'm doing is relaying those opinions and my experiences over to you. So when I'm looking for a new house to invest in, the first thing that I'm doing is literally trying to smell the problem, because that's a good problem to have. Number 1, funky smells. Now I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I remember from my high school science classes that smells are powerful enough to trigger vivid visual memories. Now I'm pretty sure that there's more interesting fun facts about smells and all that, but I'm just a real estate agent, not an olfactory specialist. So pet smells, rotten food smells, dead animals, mildew, pretty much as long as it's not hazardous, environmental, or a major sewage leak, funky smells are a good problem to have. Because cleaning smells is not only easy, it's cheap. I forgot to turn on that light. Continuity error. Fixed. If the house has carpet, then that's probably where the majority of the smells are coming from. Just tear it out, remove the foam, and clean what's underneath with simple household products. Shouldn't cost you more than $100. For smoke smells or residue that's all over the wall, just get yourself a good primer that covers it up. I mean, chances are you're probably gonna have to repaint the house anyway, so just get a primer that has odor blocking properties and you're done. Obviously, the price will vary depending on how big or how small the price is, but when it comes to paint and products like that, you're looking anywhere between $200 to $300 and a few days work if you do it yourself. If you hire someone to do it for you, then getting rid of that funky smell should cost you no more than $1,000 to $1,200. Just keep in mind that you also have to lay down some type of flooring. So whether it's carpet, vinyl, ceramic, hardwood, I'm not gonna make that decision for you. Just keep in mind that putting down that flooring is gonna be an additional cost. Now, I'm personally not a big fan of doing the work yourself. I am horrible with my hands. I've been known to try to screw in light bulbs with hammers. Yeah. That's how bad I am. I mean, it is one of the reasons why I work in an office after all. All right, I'm just messing around with that whole hammer and a light bulb situation. The real reason why I don't do the work myself is because you can't write off your own work when it comes to tax season. But when you first start off, you have to hustle and cut costs wherever you can. Look, I get it. And this smell cleanup process is a good place to do it. Good problem to have number 2 is wasted space. Obviously, this doesn't apply to every home. This is why you house hunt. This is why you're constantly looking at several different houses, because you can encounter this great problem, the wasted space, or the nook, or the office, or the bonus room. Any variation of that. Basically an additional bedroom. A lot of the times, real estate agents won't call it a bedroom because we have to follow very strict guidelines that the MLS puts in place. Generally speaking, and obviously this changes from region to region, in order to be considered a bedroom, it has to have a window and closet space. The average person will either not know what to do with the space or overestimate how much it's gonna cost to convert it into a proper bedroom. And because they overestimate everything, they don't see the ROI of converting it into a formal bedroom. Now, the price to convert is gonna seem high, especially in comparison to the cleanup process that we talked about earlier. You're looking anywhere between $3,000 to $4,500 on labor and materials. And this is one of those jobs where you're gonna wanna hire a laborer to do the job right. Let's make the numbers make sense, shall we? 2-bedroom home selling in a neighborhood for $150,000. In that same neighborhood, a 3-bedroom home is selling for $165,000. That small investment of between $3,000 and $4,500 just made you a profit of $10,000 to $12,000. Not too shabby if you ask me. Now I feel like this is a given, but always do the numbers. Make sure that the scope of work is gonna bring you back good returns. And on to the next problem. Number 3, ugly kitchens. When I walk into a house and see that the kitchen is hideous, I start getting butterflies in my stomach. The only thing better than an ugly kitchen is no kitchen at all. Because casual buyers, they don't know how cheap it is to make a kitchen pretty again. Because what's a casual buyer gonna do? They're gonna walk into the local hardware store, they're gonna go and get a quote for a custom made kitchen, they're gonna look at that quote and say, that, and just price themselves out. But us investors, we realize we have options. We can either refurbish the kitchen cabinets, or we can walk into that same hardware store, walk over to the prefabricated cabinets, which are made out of the exact same material as the custom kitchen cabinets, just without that, custom markup price. And you can always modernize any kitchen by changing out the hardware, like the knobs and the hinges and all that good stuff. When it comes to the countertops, you can always buy a laminated countertop. Or if you want to go just a little bit fancier, you can always get a marble, granite, or quartz countertop from a wholesaler. Just buy a slab, cut it, and done. I've seen people get away with refurbished kitchens as low as $500, or buying prefabricated kitchen cabinets for anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. Just don't forget to also account for the appliances. A good little hack there is to buy the floor models. Good problem to have. Number 4, bad roofs. Apparently roofs is outdated. It's roofs. Now I'm sure a bunch of you just spat out your drinks and think that I'm completely cray-cray. Especially if you've had a leaky roof, called a roofer, and got the quote for what it costs to fix that leaky roof. But there is no better advertisement that signals red flags to casual buyers to stay away than needs new roof, or leaky roof, or older roof. Any variation of roof problems, really. Now I know that there's gonna be that one person that's like, oh, what if the roof is completely caved in? Then don't buy it. If I were to choose a roof problem, I would prefer the leaky roof, because there's actually a 1 gallon, $20 bucket of roof sealant that all you have to do is find out where the leak is coming from and just cover it up. It's so easy that even I can do it. When it comes to more extreme repairs like hail damage or needing a completely new roof, it's actually not as expensive as you may think. Obviously, prices vary from location to location, but you're looking at anywhere between $6,000 to $15,000. Not to mention that if it's hail damage, chances are it's covered by the home insurance. So this might not always be the case, but you might be able to get that roof repaired by the seller. If you do decide to take this route, just make sure that it makes sense to add this to the purchase agreement. The key here is to shop around. Don't just call the first 2 companies that show up on your Google search. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told that a lot of the well-known roofing companies are actually 2 different companies owned by the same family. So they might actually give you quotes that are very similar because they're controlling the price. But from my experience, roofs need very minimal work. Unless they're aged out or severe weather hit them, very rarely do you need a new roof. Are you ready to be scared a little more? If you're thinking about the M word, then you know where this is going. Mold. I can't believe I just said mold with a smile on my face. Alright, mold, it's everywhere. It happens. Just wear a proper mask because it's not that scary at all. But to the casual buyer, you say the word mold and immediately they feel like they're catching the black lung. The truth is, mold is in your house, or possibly even in your car, like right now. Don't freak out. While there are a lot of respiratory problems that come with lots of mold, mold is actually pretty easy to clean up. Most mold happens because of moisture. Just to reference the leaky roof problem, once you fix the leak and eliminate the moisture, you've essentially eliminated the mold as well. There are other times where mold is just caused by a leaky pipe. Or what I've seen a lot is when people paint their bathrooms with matte paint, because matte paint doesn't have the enamel to protect against mold. Most mold just needs to be cleaned up after you fix the source of the problem. If it's on the walls or the ceiling, there are primers that have mold killing compounds in them. And if the primer doesn't fix it, then you just might have to replace a chunk of drywall. And if you're really experienced and come across black mold, oh no! Then the only real difference is that you're gonna have to use stronger chemicals, replace a few boards, and replace sections of drywall. Mold cleaning companies know that black mold is marketing gold. Wow, that rhymes. And charge astronomically higher even though the labor and the materials are essentially the same cost to them. Good problem to have, number 6. Functional square footage. If you look at more expensive and newer homes, part of their marketing is something along the lines of open concept or open layout or any variation of that. And most older homes suffer from functional square footage issues, where they look smaller than what they really are because they're all boxy, and the use of square footage makes it seem smaller than what it really is, and lack that open layout that everyone is looking for. By opening up some walls and letting more light in, you've essentially modernized the house. Now, some houses may need too much work in order to open them up, so make sure you find something that is comfortable for your current limitations. What I tend to look for are kitchens that are boxed in by a wall that looks into the living room. By knocking out that wall, you make it more appealing to renters and buyers. Now, this is a little bit more of an advanced thing to look for, but completely possible. Number 7, unattractive curb appeal. All seen those unmanicured homes that look like the witch's house in all the movies? Well, those same houses also scare away casual buyers. Honestly, the more unmanicured, the better. You can either clean it all up yourself, or, my favorite way, hire a landscaper to do it for you. Once you turn that house into a dime piece in curb appeal, finding renters and buyers is gonna be easy. And number 8, junk. Once again, the more junk, the better. Just load that to the back of a pickup truck and take it to your local dump, and done. It's not all that expensive, and the casual buyer has a hard time overlooking all that trash to notice the true potential of the property, or simply won't bother to clean it up. Which brings me to the question of the day. What do you look for when looking for an investment property? Go ahead and comment in the comment section down below. Now, I want to give special thanks to Maverick Designs for allowing me to use their photos as examples. They're doing phenomenal work, and you should totally check out their Instagram. I'm gonna go on ahead and link that in the description down below. And that is it for this particular video, folks. If you found this video informative or entertaining, go on ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing in real estate, go on ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. If you want to watch more videos related to real estate, go on ahead and click here or here. Other than that, catch you guys next week. Peace.